Hey everyone, Melissa here. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here, or welcome back if you've been with me here before. I'm grateful to be here with you, and I'm coming to you from the gorgeous and beautiful Costa Rica, so you will hear the sounds of the jungle, the surrounding area, of the different birds. At one point there might be some howler monkeys. This is a yin inspired practice. It's a low to the ground, no standing postures, and it's focused on opening up the hips in all the different ways. So you may want a couple of blocks or pillows for support as we will get deep into the hips. It is a very nourishing practice, and you'll get to rest and receive to the sounds of Costa Rica, of the jungle. So if you'd like to stay connected, make sure you sign up for my love letters, my email list below. That way you'll know when there's new offerings such as retreats and different musings, and I just share a little bit about what's going on in my life and some inspiration and things like that. So we can stay connected. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, as that helps to support me in making more classes and videos for you. Get into something really comfortable, and let's get this nourishing practice started. Let's begin on our back in Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined butterfly posture. So you'll have the soles of the feet touch, knees open. Now I invite you to bring some blocks or pillows or couch cushions underneath the backs of the legs if this feels like it's too deep without any props. You want to make sure that you feel supported. Okay. And your hands could be on the belly. That will be really nice and supportive for some extra grounding. Or you can bring your arms down by your side, palms up. Or you can bring your arms up overhead, maybe stacking the palms, making a diamond shape with your arms, opening up the chest. So you can choose your starting position, making sure that you feel supported. And whatever posture or expression of this shape you choose, be mindful that you're going to be holding this for a couple of minutes as we ground and center in. So you want to make sure that you could still breathe easily, and that you can create the space for yourself to drop inward. So closing down your eyes, or just soften your gaze, let your belly relax. And we'll invite in 2 deep cleansing and clearing breaths here together to clear the space so that we could arrive a little deeper into our bodies and into our mats. So exhale your breath through your nose. Breathe in deeply through your nose, belly, ribs, chest inflate. Then a big exhale out through the mouth, release. Let all the air out, even make an audible sound. And we'll do that one more time. Big breath in, take in life, that's your inspiration. And release, let go of control. Let your shoulders drop, all that stale air goes out. Close your mouth and drop into the natural rhythm of your breath, breathing in and out through both nostrils. Let your belly be a belly. Allowing your body to rest here on the ground. Soften the muscles and relax the energy behind your eyes. Soften the jaw. Letting go of your journey to get to your mat today, and releasing any expectations you may have for yourself, for your body, for the practice. And this allows us to gift ourselves with the present moment. Release all judgments. And allow yourself to be here as you are. This is where we begin. We begin where we are, right here. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how your body feels, again, without judgment. Just doing a little check-in. Notice how you're experiencing your mind. Notice how you're feeling. And allow all parts of you to be here. All parts of you are welcome. And drop into your breath. And allow your breath to be your anchor for the practice. Taking you deeper into the core of your being throughout each shape and posture. If your arms are up overhead, slowly start to bring the arms back down by your side. And bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs and assist the legs to close. If you have any props there, just remove your props to the side. And then slowly bring your legs, your knees in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around your shins. Give yourself a nice hug. Be still or gently rock or sway from side to side, massaging the lower back. And then come back to center. Keep your right knee in. Extend your left leg out long. Flex the feet. Use your biceps to pull the right thigh in. A gentle hip flexor stretch and opening. Breathe into your belly. And then take your left hand to your left hip bone as a reminder to stay down and grounded. Start to open up your right thigh out to the right, keeping the left hip bone down. Getting a little deeper into the groin, into the inner thigh. Breathe. And you can stay here or you can transition into a half happy baby. So you can take your hand and grab a hold of the shin, the calf, the outer edge of the right foot. You can always bend the left knee to support that or keep the legs straight. Listening to what feels more supportive to you. Soften the shoulders. Draw up into your breath, focusing on the exhalations to help facilitate release. Beautiful. Drop your heel in and bring your legs, your feet back on the mat. Knees are bent. Pause for a moment. And then bring both knees in towards your chest once again. Interlace the fingers around the shins. Keeping your left leg in this time and extend your right leg long on the mat. Flex your feet. Use your biceps to pull the left thigh in. Keep the belly soft. Find your breath. And then bring your right hand to the right hip bone as a reminder to stay glued to the ground. Start to open up the left thigh out to the left, getting deeper into the groin, the inner thigh, inner lines of the legs. Belly is soft. stay here or come into a half happy baby. So grab a hold of the ankle or the outer edge of the left foot. It's as if your foot is squatting against the ceiling, the sky. You can always bend that right knee for support. Relax your shoulders, chin slightly in so the back of the neck is long. Breathe deeply here. Now slowly release that heel in, place both feet down onto the mat. Once again, pause for a moment, just receive, let your hips adjust. And then bring your knees in towards your chest, interlace your fingers once again, noticing how this time around doing this shape feels compared to the first time. And then we're gonna rock and roll up to a seat, or you can roll over to one side and then come up to a seat. And we'll come into a deer pose. So you're gonna come onto the right thigh and bring your right leg forward, your right shin parallel to the front of the mat, and bring your left leg behind you. So ideally the legs are 90-90, but it's okay if they're not. You can always pull that back heel in a little bit here. Or you can always pull the front heel in as well if that feels better for your knees. But if you can't, keep your right shin parallel to the top of the mat. Your right hand's just on the ground beside you for support. I like to do a little bit of an opening before I drop in. Take your left hand to your left hip bone, to your left hip, and we're going to roll forward, that is on, and then relax it back down, that's off. So roll forward, on, relax it back down, that's off. So on and off, forward and back, just gently massaging the inner rotation of the left leg. Make sure you're breathing nice and gentle. The movement doesn't have to be big. Okay, once you feel complete in that, come back to stillness. Take your hands on either side of your right leg, and you can stay upright if that feels good for you. Your right foot is flexed, or you can start to walk your hands even farther, coming down onto your forearms. You can always bring a bolster in front of your body here. Maybe you come all the way down onto your chest, relax your head. If you want to go a little deeper or explore a different sensation, you can walk your torso towards your right foot. So you can kind of explore where you orient your torso and how that shifts the sensation in your right leg. Okay, so you decide where you'd like to go. Relax your shoulders, soften your belly. Close down your eyes and drop into your inner landscape, your inner world. Anchor into your breath, focusing on the exhales as that's your vehicle to release tension, release resistance and density. Moment by moment. Now start to prepare to come out of the shape. Coming onto your hands, lift your torso up. And then lean into your right hip, bring your left leg forward. And we're just gonna do a simple switch to the other side. So you're gonna maybe shift a little over to the left, take your left leg in front of you, left shin parallel to the top of the mat. Bring your right leg behind you, either 90-90 to 90-degree angles, or you can drop your heel in a little bit. Left hand down on the ground to support, right hand on your right hip, and we'll do that on and off. So roll the hip forward, that's on, totally relax it, that's off. And just go back and forth like this, massaging that right hip open. Just breathing through any gunk or stickiness you might feel. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to come to face the front of the left leg, hands on either side, and find some length in your torso as you start to fold and hinge forward. Maybe you stay a little bit upright, maybe you bring a bolster in front of you and lay over it, maybe you come onto your forearms. Your left foot is flexed, and again, maybe you explore to walk your torso a little closer to your left foot. And again, we're never forcing our way into a position. You want to find your point of resistance, your edge. And then pause there and just breathe through it. And then we're creating the environment for the body to open up as it's ready. And we do that by focusing in on the breath, consciously scanning through the body and seeing where there's parts of us that are holding. So softening the shoulders, release gripping in the thighs or the toes or the fingers, soften the jaw, maybe close down your eyes, and breathe through any discomfort. Moving through it rather than trying to avoid it or go around it. Use your exhales to support you through that, moment by moment. We'll start to prepare to come out of the shape. So bring your hands down onto the ground, lift your torso up. And this time to come out, we'll just draw that left heel in. We're gonna come forward onto all fours, tabletop. Spread your fingers wide. Give your tail, your hips a little wag and sway from side to side. Just release the hips. Now we'll come into a Gomukhasana, cow facing pose, a deep hip opener. But so good. You may want a block close by or a pillow close by. And we'll come into it. So you're gonna bring your right leg completely in front of the left. So right leg completely in front of the left. Walk your shins apart. And if you have a block or a pillow, you're gonna grab that and maybe you sit on it. So you place it behind you and sit back. And it's okay if your knees or legs separate a little bit, no problem. Again, making sure there's no pain or sharp pain, a little bit of discomfort is okay. We can breathe through that, but not sharp pain. Maybe your block stays there or your pillow, or maybe you take it away halfway. The more you cross your legs. Like the farther apart you walk your legs, the deeper it's going to be. Just make sure you could still breathe freely. So you can stay upright with your hands on your feet if you'd like. Give yourself a little massage with your thumbs on your foot or hands on the ground. That could be very grounding. Or you can walk your hands forward and start to melt your torso down toward your legs. You can always bring a block or a pillow on top of your legs to support your forehead if the forehead isn't quite making it down all the way. And just know the body is going to unfurl and release the longer we hold it. So you decide where you want to be today. There's no right or wrong. You're just tuning in to see intuitively, starting to strengthen that muscle of intuition. Either staying upright or folding. Close down your eyes. Notice if you're gripping the top leg or anywhere else in the body. Just consciously become aware of it, again without judgment. Use your exhales to soften and go through it. And just be curious on what's on the other side of that tension or resistance. What happens when we relax into it? Moment by moment, one breath at a time, find ease here and softness as you journey through. If you're forward folding, start to bring your torso back up. And we're going to invite in a little twist here. So you're going to take your right hand behind you and take your left forearm, palm facing open, left palm open, to the outside of your right thigh. Sit up tall, torso stacked over the hips, shoulders down and away from the ears, chest open, twisting to your right. Breathe into the belly. You can focus your inner eye, your awareness at the center of the forehead and between the eyebrows, your third eye. One breath at a time. And then untwist back to center. You can interlace your fingers around your right shin. Pause here for a moment. And then we will unravel the legs. So undo the legs. If you're sitting on something, remove your prop for now. Feet out in front of you, and we'll do a little windshield wiper from side to side to just release and let that go. No right or wrong way to do this. You can puff up your chest, give yourself a little counter stretch in the spine. Okay. And we'll go to the other side. So we're going to come back onto all fours, tabletop position. Have your block close by if you used it the first time. And we'll bring the left leg this time completely in front of the right. Left leg completely in front of the right. Walk your shins apart and we'll start to sit back. Maybe you start with a bolster or a pillow behind you. That nice support. So we can support our bodies to let go. And again, it's okay if your knees separate a little bit, the legs separate a little bit. One side might feel different than the other, and again, there's no judgment. We're just noticing. Just exploring, getting curious about our body. Hands could be on the feet. Maybe again, a little self-massage with your thumb to your foot, or hands on the ground. Or maybe you start to find a fold, walking yourself forward. So you decide how deep you want to go today, and the body feels different each day. So really practice honoring where you're at. It's not a competition. You're not in competition with yourself or with anyone else. It's really about tuning inward, and being curious and exploring that relationship with yourself, and asking your body how you can support it. So once you find your position, commit to that stillness and breathe through density and resistances. Breathing through any blockages, stored emotions, blocked energy in the body. That's what that tightness is. So we're creating the opportunity for the flow of energy to move freely through the being so that we can feel open and light. Go inward and follow your breath. If you're in a forward fold, just start to lift your torso back up, preparing for this twist. So your left hand will come behind you, twisting to your left. The outside of your right forearm, right palm is open. It's to the outside of your left thigh. And moving to the left, shoulders back, chest open, torso stacked over the hips. Head is the last to turn. Focus your eyes on one point, maybe close your eyes. And the inner eye is at the center of the forehead. Nice, nourishing abdominal breaths. Okay. Slowly unwind, release back to center, interlace your fingers around your left knee. Pause, receive. And we're going to unravel the legs. So take your hands behind you for support, removing any props that you have under you. Slowly undo the legs. And hands behind you. You can do that windshield wipe again from side to side, opening up the hips and the spine. Maybe you puff out the chest. Okay, back to center. We'll come into seated butterfly. So I always like to take my hands and remove some of the flesh so I can feel my sit bones connected. You can have a wide diamond shape where your feet are farther out in front of you, or you can have your heels really close to your glutes. It's just a different experience. So maybe you try one time and try another time. So you take your hands and hold on to your ankles. Use that as leverage to open up your chest, sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Breathing in. And then as you exhale, start to fold. So find the length first, and then you can start to release and let go. So you can interlace your hands around your feet. If you have the flexibility, you can always bring your arms underneath the legs. Palms on the ground. So you decide where you want to place your hands. Soften the shoulders. Release the spine, release the lower back. If this is not feeling good for your lower back to fold, you can always stay upright, working on that long spine. Choose your path. Nice, soft, nourishing breaths. The inhalation is the nurturance, that nourishing energy. The exhalation is the letting go. Start to roll yourself up if you're in a fold. And then closing your legs. Make sure there's some space behind you. We're going to roll back, so you might need to scoot up a little bit, clear the space behind you, and come onto your back. We'll come into a figure 4 shape, just exploring the different openings of the hips. So cross your right ankle, let it clear your left thigh, right foot is flexed. Option 1, right hand to the right hip, the right thigh, closer to the hip, and gently push that thigh away. That might be really nice. Option 2, thread, figure 4, right hand between the legs, lift your left foot off of the mat, interlace the hands behind the back of your left thigh, or if you have the flexibility, interlace the fingers in front of the left shin. As long as you're not compromising the shoulders where they have to lift and your chin is way up, you want to relax the shoulders, pull the chin in slightly, back of the neck is long, and then maybe close down your eyes. Relax the belly, come into your breath. And if you want to explore a little bit, you can shift the unit of your legs a little over to the left. Find a little area of tension and drop into your exhalations. Breathe through it. If you're in the thread, the figure four, release your left foot down, release your right foot down. Pause for a moment, just receive that rush of grounding energy, releasing the hips, feeling that sense of deep rootedness. Preparing for the other side. So cross your left ankle, let it clear the right thigh. Left foot is flexed to protect the knee. Option one, left hand pushes the left thigh away. Hand closer to the hip bone so you're not pushing on the knee. Option two, thread. You can lift the right foot off the mat, interlace the fingers behind the back of the right thigh or right shin. Keeping the shoulders soft, chin slightly in. You can always exhale out of the mouth if you ever feel like you want to move something or let something go and you don't necessarily even know what it is you're letting go. You can just set that intention and release, letting go whatever is not serving you, whether it's tension in the body or a limiting, repeating thought or a feeling. Just let it go. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can explore and shift the unit of your legs a little over to the right. Use your exhales to move through it. Soften. Go inward. Okay, slowly start to release. Place your feet down onto the mat. Pause, receive this beautiful grounding energy. Circulation flowing back in the legs. And we'll come into a full happy baby. So bring the knees in, flex the feet, separate your legs, arms on the insides of the legs, and then grab a hold of the calves or ankles or outer edges of the feet, or peace fingers and thumb can wrap around the big toes, your choice. You can be still or you can sway from side to side. Maybe you extend one leg, extend the other. Just make this your own. You can invite in an element of play and curiosity. Keeping the belly soft. And then coming back to stillness, back to center. Release your feet. Bring your knees back in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. You can lift your shoulders and head off of the mat, bringing your nose towards your knees, giving yourself a big hug. Acknowledge your efforts, coming into a little seed. And release into Shavasana. So extend your legs out. You can take whatever supportive Shavasana you would like. Maybe you want to place if you have a pillow on top of your belly or lower belly. Sometimes that helps to support and feel this deeper sense of groundedness. Arms by the side, palms up. I always like to give my chest a little lift, tuck the shoulders under, relax the back down so that the heart space and chest is nice and open. Let your ankles roll open. Close down your eyes. You can exhale out of the mouth at any point if you'd like, for a deeper release, giving your nervous system a nourishing hug. Your whole body is resting here. There is nothing left here for you to do. There's nowhere else for you to be. Nothing is asked of you. This time is here for you to nourish yourself. Multiple layers and levels, deep levels, to receive your practice, to allow yourself to integrate, allowing the energy to settle, feeling the spaciousness in your being, in your breath, the spaciousness in your mind. And just know that the more you can soften and relax here, the deeper you are held and supported. Allow yourself to rest here in pure, spacious awareness. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Notice what it feels like to be at home in the center of your multi-dimensional being. And know that this place of deep ease and spaciousness and calm is always, always available to you. It is always there. Beneath it all, it is your birthright. You can slowly start to deepen your breath once again, allowing your breath to gently stretch you from the inside out. You can start to bring some gentle movement back to your body, moving your fingers, your wrists, your toes and your ankles. Maybe you start to move your head from side to side. Just gently reawakening. Bring your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch, pointing your toes, reaching to opposite ends of the space, stirring your body back into wakefulness as you deepen your breath. And bring your knees in again, in towards you. Give yourself a hug. Acknowledge your efforts. And you can roll off onto one side, pausing on your side for a moment. Noticing how this fetal shape feels to you, this in-between space, taking a couple deep breaths into your upper back. And in your own time, and in your own way, make your way upright to a comfortable seated position just to close our practice. Sitting up nice and tall, hands on the thighs or the lap, shoulders down and back, lengthen through the back of the neck, close down your eyes, and come back to your sweet breath. Noticing any shifts from the beginning of practice till now without judgment. Enjoy these last few moments with yourself, with your being, with that spaciousness, that openness, that deep ease and calm, that centeredness. Just existing and operating and orienting from the core and the center of your being. And may we move from this place, from this center or core of our being as we step off of our mat and into the rest of our day or evening. Just a couple more deep breaths here, sealing our practice. Bring your palms to touch in front of your heart space, this powerful center. Slight bow in of the chin, acknowledge yourself, the teacher and light within you. Thank you for your trust and for sharing your practice. From my heart to yours, namaste.